Our next guest says Wall Street could be warming up for the crypto as institutional investors call a bottom in this. They could be warming up to it, that is. Fundstrat's Tom Lee joins us by phone. Tom, always great to have you on. And you've been a big champion of Bitcoin, but this time something different is happening. We're approaching that year anniversary of Bitcoin trading. Even my traders, we talk about it pretty much on every show, have been saying it's leveling out here. Do you agree?
Yeah, yes and no. So we were kind of curious, and we did a survey. We sort of did institutional investors and then crypto Twitter. And there was, out of like multiple questions, two really highlighted the difference between how the institutions versus crypto Twitter is viewing the world. And one of them is Bitcoin, whether Bitcoin has bottomed.
Tom, tell us more about the survey.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry. I'm getting, yeah.
Stay closer to the window.
So 44% of crypto Twitter, so let's say the public, actually thinks Bitcoin's up. The majority of the public still expects Bitcoin to fall into next year, but 54% of institutions thinks Bitcoin's already bottomed. So that was really the only question out of the 10 that we asked our institutions where there was a sizable gap in perception between the public and institutions.
Okay, having said that, and in terms of the research and work that you've done on Bitcoin, how much higher do you think that it could go from here? I mean, are we talking 20,000 again?
Well, I think the reason it's holding these levels, part of the reason is our data scientist Sam Doctors is pointing out that Bitcoin's break even. Mining cost is $6,000. I don't think it's a coincidence that's been holding these levels. But I'm surprised people think Bitcoin can never reach its old highs. We have to remember today there's not even 50 million wallets that use crypto today, but there's 4.5 billion Visa cards. So, this is the earliest days for crypto, and I don't think 20,000 is going to be a problem in the future.
All right, Tom Lee, great to talk to you. We'll have you back again soon. Jeff, I want to get to you because you're trading Bitcoin futures for us. If I heard Tom correctly, it sounds like institutional investors think Bitcoin is going higher from here. What do you think?
Well, I think we're going to bring it back into futures now. I think Tom may be right. In the institutional picture, you're seeing more and more access. We're all kind of waiting for the SEC to weigh in on what is that conduit. Is it an ETF that finally gets approved? But from a futures now perspective, I want to trade the range. The range they have given us is like that 6,100 up to 6,900. So I want to be a seller. Hello, all crypto crazies. Come on at me at Twitter. It's fun, but I'm trading the range. This is futures now. We're trying to apply a trade here. So I want to be a seller at 66.50, looking for a $500 drop, a test back down at that 6,000 level. So I'm going to have a stop out at my target is 61.50. My stop is just above $250 higher at 6,900.
Well, if I had to guess, I would think Scott Nations can get behind this one.
No, yeah.
Listen, I think it's a fallacy to compare Bitcoin to your Visa card. My Visa card is backed by cash. It's backed by...
You may change that tune in a couple of years, though.
Well, no. My Visa card won't be backed by cash?
I'm just saying crypto will be in some form, some shape. Maybe it's not Bitcoin, but crypto will be a part of your life. I know you're celebrating your 90th birthday next year, but on your 95th birthday, there will be some crypto in your world.
Well, let me ask you this. If you were to buy one Bitcoin today, what would you do with it? You sit with it, and you hope that in the future somebody's willing to pay you more for it. It's not like a share of stock where you own it, you own a piece of the company, you own an ongoing business, and you get dividends and potentially capital gains from it. It's the greater fool theory personified.
But you could also argue if you buy a Picasso today, there's a finite number of Picassos. There's a finite number of Bitcoins, correct?
Well, that's fine, but I can't pay my mortgage with a Picasso, and what you're describing is somebody who buys something for enjoyment because they enjoy it, not because they expect to get a financial return out of it.
That's different. Picasso is different than Bitcoin. To me.
Well, but there's a finite number, though. There's a finite number.
Well, there's a finite number of grains of sand on the beach. That doesn't mean they're worth anything. My point is that just because you own a Bitcoin and there's a finite number of them doesn't mean it's necessarily worth anything.
Right.
What value does Bitcoin have, and what enjoyment do you get out of looking at a string of 27 letters and numbers that is your wallet address, as opposed to looking at a Picasso?
The Picassos, if you're looking at them as an investment, have had some time to at least establish, a certain amount of value and appreciation. So it's a little different with the Bitcoin because it's newer. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Final word to you, Jeff.
Well, I think it's all about trading the range. So we can argue the fundamental reasons for Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, but for the purpose of this trade example, I want to capture and embrace the trading range that we are in. We're going to see emotion coming to this market. In the event we see furthermore downside in equities, so therefore I think we test that level. So I think there's a short-term opportunity in Bitcoin to be a seller.
All right, let's get the risk reward on this trade. Jeff is selling CBOE Bitcoin futures 66.50. He's targeting a move to 61.50. He is risking 250 to make double that on this trade. Each contract a little bit over $6,000.
Hey traders, did you like that video? There's more where that came from. Scroll down and click on the links to the right of your screen. We publish new videos and trade updates from our experts every day. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @CNBC Futures Now.